Hey everyone, welcome back or welcome to my channel. My name is Maya and today is a pretty exciting video because it is the reveal of my very first apartment. This is actually the first time I've ever lived on my own post-college. After I graduated college, I lived with my parents for a couple years and I recently moved out a few months ago. It has been just so exciting to have my own space, and I'm living with a good friend of mine named Alina, who I met through pickleball. It's been like such a cool experience having more independence and kind of just building my own life, my own routine. I hope you enjoy this video while I share some snippets of my life after moving out and living on my own.
So, it's been a few months since I moved out, and my apartment is just starting to feel more like home. I think a place starts to feel like home when it becomes my safe space where I can come back and completely unwind, relax, and de-stress. Home to me also means a place where I've made lots of warm, positive memories with the people I love. Just recently, my roommate Alina and I hosted a housewarming where we had our friends over to see our apartment, now that we actually have furniture for them to sit on. We chatted, munched on freshly baked brown butter matcha cookies, and played card games. And I get why they call it a housewarming now, because they really did warm the space with their presence. It was so special to have friends I've known since elementary school, middle school, high school, and post-college all together in one space. We're all witnessing each other grow up, which is pretty cool. So what has it been like living on my own? It's been exciting, it's been mundane, it's been fun, it's been quiet, it's been loud, and if I'm being completely honest, it's been a lot of, well, being on my own. And there's a great part of that, which is learning to enjoy my own company even more. And there's also a challenging part of that, which is finding myself feeling a little detached or lonely at times. I've always been someone who likes to have people nearby, even if we're not necessarily interacting or talking. And since moving out, I've been on my own a lot more frequently. Because of this, it has taken a lot more intentionality to make sure I have time to socialize and hang out with friends. Having people around you is no longer a given. It's something you have to make happen for yourself. It's been really great for me to go to weekly activities, including ballroom dancing, volleyball, and running club. I've also been constantly inviting my friends over to hang out and fill the space with good vibes. We love chatting for hours and watching Netflix shows together, like Love on the Spectrum. I like when my space is the gathering place where people come over. Again, for me, it's part of making a place feel more like home. A huge part of living on my own has consisted of cooking, and more cooking. I've currently been in a rotation of making pasta dishes, white bean dishes, and my mom's iconic Chinese soup. And while I do love all of these dishes, I'm looking to get more creative and expand my repertoire. I brought a few of my favorite cookbooks from home, and I've been flipping through them to find recipes and inspiration. I've always loved cooking with friends and making it a social activity, but in the past, cooking for just myself has often felt like a chore. It was often the last thing I wanted to do at the end of a tiring day, and if I had to cook, I'd want to make the simplest, quickest dish that I could make. And yes, that often resulted in spooning Annie's mac and cheese into my mouth while watching Netflix. But hey, there's nothing wrong with a little mac and cheese now and then. Since living on my own, I've noticed a shift when it comes to my attitude and experience with cooking. It's actually become something that I look forward to doing. There's something really enjoyable about making a delicious, nutritious meal for myself. I love coming across a yummy looking recipe and then getting excited to go grocery shopping to get all of the ingredients. I know, who would have thought that I'd get excited to go grocery shopping? These days, I view making these inspiring dishes as a creative project. And cooking every day in itself has become a really fun, relaxing experience for me. I think part of that comes from how the more I cook, the more confident and capable I feel in the kitchen. When you feel like you have a better idea of what you're doing, cooking becomes that much more enjoyable. And also, there's something about filling the kitchen with the aroma of sauteing onions that just makes a place feel very homey. I will say though, I really miss my mom's cooking. She has this ability to whip up delicious, hearty meals that leave your belly feeling warm and satisfied. And it often feels like she's able to make a full meal from nothing at all and in no time at all. It must be a superpower of hers. And all of her meals are so flavorful too, even though she always finds a way to incorporate veggies into them. Eating vegetables has always been a bit more difficult for me, to say the least. So a big cooking goal of mine is to learn how to make a variety of vegetables taste yummy. I suspect it will have a lot to do with roasting the heck out of the vegetables, and a smattering of Parmesan cheese always helps too. So one of the cookbooks that I've been looking through to get recipes from is called Home is Where the Eggs Are by Molly Yeh. And Molly Yeh is actually one of my biggest food and creative inspirations out there. She's actually the person who inspired me to start my blog, which later turned into a vlog. She is such a cool person. She actually started off as a food blogger, and she would just blog about her life living on a farm near the North Dakota-Minnesota border, and she would also blog about recipes she's made. I really just fell in love with her writing and her recipes, and I really liked how she combined her Chinese and Jewish heritage into the recipes that she'd make, and just so many of her creations were just so creative and so delicious looking. And yeah, I just fell in love with her blog, and then I fell in love with her cookbooks, and I have 2 of them, and I actually want to get her 3rd one, which is called Sweet Farm, and it's all about desserts, which is really exciting. She's also the host of a Food Network series called Girl Meets Farm, and that is a super cozy watch. And honestly, whenever I hear Molly Yeh or see her, she just brings such a smile to my face. She is such a cheerful, bright personality. I just love her so much. So one of the recipes that I really want to try from her book are her cookie dough oat bars. I really want to try these because they look like a really great grab and go snack, which is just what I'm looking for in the mornings when I'm rushing to work. And it's also just a really easy looking recipe to make, and it's loaded with chocolate chips, which is awesome. Another thing that has made this space feel more like home are the decorations we put up. I tried to fill my room with really colorful, bright, and naturey decorations. When people come into my room, they have often said that it feels very me. I'm really happy with how it turned out. It feels like a really cozy space that I can relax in. And in the rest of our apartment, we've tried to add lots of color as well. We've hung up posters, framed some pictures, and put up these white paper flowers that add a lot to the space. Oh, and we found a couch from Facebook Marketplace that was brand new and only cost $200, which felt like a really good steal. So it is Tuesday, and every Tuesday I go to track workouts with the running club that I'm part of, and today it looks like we're doing 8 600-meter intervals, or sprints, I guess you could say. It's not going to be easy, but every time I complete these track workouts, I feel so much better afterwards, and I feel so accomplished. And it's also just a really great way to socialize and run with other people, which is always a lot of fun. So let's get going. So I just finished the track workout. I did 8 600-meter repeats, and it was definitely not easy, but I'm feeling very proud of myself, very accomplished. And I had a lot of fun just chatting with people, catching up with people in the club. We are all definitely motivating each other and helping each other finish the track workout. And afterwards, I just chilled, chatted with people, and it was just really good vibes. At night, I've been really enjoying unwinding by doing my favorite cozy activities, including journaling, reading, coloring, writing, and watching a show while bundled up in a blanket. Doing things that are part of my everyday in this new space has really made it feel more like home for me as well. Little by little, this apartment is feeling more like mine, and I can't wait to fill it with many more amazing memories. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.